Year 3, welcome to your maths video for Thursday the 25th of February. This is your video if you're somebody who's got the Year 2 maths booklet, which looks like this. Today we're on pages 34 and 35, so make sure you've got your booklet ready. Make sure you've got your purple book and your pencil and your whiteboard and pen. Okay then, starting off with our warm-up to get us nice and ready, we're going to recap even numbers. So it says, write all of the even numbers between 10 and 30. Now we've spoke about even and odd numbers lots in our videos, but let's just remind ourselves of even street and of our even numbers. So on even street we've got 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, even numbers, they are great. So if a number ends in a 0, a 2, a 4, a 6 or an 8, it's even. And then the opposite of that would be odd street. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I like odd numbers all the time. So what I'd like you to do on your whiteboard, I'd like you to write all of the even numbers between 10 and 30. So you can start at 10, and right after 10 we know comes 11. Oh, 11 ends in a 1. Would it be on even street? So you wouldn't write that down. After 11 we've got 12. Oh, 12 ends in a 2. Would it be on even street? It would. So we'd write 12 down. So that's your first one done for you. Next number, 13. Would it be on even street? It ends in 3. After 13 comes 14. Okay. And so on. So all of the even numbers between 10 and 30. Pause the video now. Today's learning objective then, it says, can I show my understanding of division? Now we looked at division a bit more closely before half term, so we're just going to recap again today just to remind ourselves. So there's a division symbol, it's a straight line across, a dot above, a dot below. Do it with me. Show me the sign. Straight line, dot, dot. I'm sure you're great at that. Okay then, some language for division. So we've got divided by, share, divisible by, share equally, divide, group, and divide into. Now, the main ones we use are divide, share, and group. So those are the ones we're going to be thinking about today. Divide, group and share. On page 34 then, you've got a learning page here, which I'd like you to have a little look at and read through. So it says dividing is the same as sharing. Divide 15 crowns into 5 equal groups. How many crowns are in each group? So you can see, and I'll just draw over this, you can see the groups here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. The 15 crowns have been shared equally. Okay, so they've been shared out equally. So we know that 15 divided by 5 is 3, because there's 3 crowns in each group. Okay, and it also shows you how to use a number line to divide. So have a little look at that page, it will help you with today's learning. Right then, I've got some pictures here, so some counters, and it says match the statements to the representations, and then we're going to create a division number sentence for each one. So we've got some equal groups here. So we've got 4 different pictures and we've got 4 different sentences. So let's look at the first sentence and see if we can find the correct picture to match. So we've got to match them up. So it says 3 equal groups of 4. So I'm looking for a picture that's got 3 groups, and in each group there is 4. So 3 equal groups of 4. Can you find it? Well done if you know that the second one is 3 groups of 4, because there's 4 counters in each of the 3 groups. Let's look at the next one. 3 equal groups of 3. So looking at each picture, which one shows 3 groups of 3? So 3 groups with 3 in each one. Can you find it? Well done. If you knew it was that one. Okay, let's look at the next statement. 4 equal groups of 3. So now I'm looking for 4 groups, and in each of the 4 groups there are 3. Okay, so I can see, oh, that one's got 4 in each group, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 groups of 4. Ah, this one's got 3, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3. So that one would go to that one, which must mean that the top one is 4 groups of 4. And it is, like 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all the same, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's think about that as division then. So if we look at the top one, number 1, there are 16 red counters in that picture. 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay, so if I put number 1 at the bottom, I've got 16 counters, and it's been divided into 4 groups. So it's been divided by 4, and the answer is how many is in each group. So how many counters are in each group? Say it out loud. Well done if you said 4. So 16 divided by 4 is 4. Let's look at number 2. So in picture number 2, there are 12 red counters. So there are 12 altogether. Okay? They've been shared into 3 equal groups. So we've got 12 divided by 3. So when we're dividing, we're making groups and we're splitting that number up into equal parts. So 12 divided by 3. So the answer is how many is in each group. What will the answer be? Well done if you know. It's 4 again, because there are 4 red counters in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then let's look at the next one. So, picture number 3. There are 9 red counters all together. 3, 6, 9. So, we've got 9 divided by, and we've made 1, 2, 3 groups. So it's been split into 3 groups. So 9 divided by 3 is, so how many is in each group? 1, 2, 3. And we practice working divisions out mentally before half term, remember? So when we're doing 9 divided by 3, we count in 3s until we get to 9. Let's do it together. 3, 6, 9. The answer's 3, we were correct. Okay then, let's look at the final one. So, number 4. I've got 12 counters all together. Okay, there are 12 counters in this picture. On your whiteboard, can you write me a division number sentence to match that picture? So 12 divided by what? So how many groups have we made? Write it down for me and then press play on your video. Okay, so most of you would have wrote this. So 12, this picture shows 12 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've made 4 groups. So 12 divided by 4 is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so most of you would have wrote that. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Some of you may have looked at it a little differently. And it doesn't mean you've got it wrong. Because remember, division always starts with the biggest number. So I know if I put 12 at the beginning. I'm on to a winner, that's right. And we know that we can switch it round a little bit at the end. So some of you might have thought, well, they've made groups of 3. So 12 divided by 3 equals 1, 2, 3, 4. And that number sentence would be right as well. So 12 divided by 4 is 3, or 12 divided by 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it doesn't matter which way the last part of your number sentence goes, as long as we remember that when we're dividing, the biggest number goes at the beginning of the number sentence, because when we're dividing, the number's getting smaller because we're splitting that number up into groups or sharing it out. So we're grouping or sharing. The number's getting smaller. Okay then. So this question is similar to one you've got in your booklet today. It says divide the counters into 8 equal groups. Now, that's pretty tricky to do when you're looking at a picture. I'd find this much easier if I had all of these 24 counters in front of me and I could put them into 8 piles and make 8 groups. But with a picture, we can't move it around, can we? Okay, but usually when there's a picture there to help you, there's an easy way of making the 8 groups. So there's a way of doing it. So let's look if I do some rows across. So if I did some groups and I went, okay, I'll make that one group, and then I'd have another group, oh, that would only give me 1, 2, 3 groups. So I wouldn't have 8 equal groups, I'd have 3. So I'm going to rub that one out, that wouldn't be quite right. It's okay though, that's trial and error. Sometimes we have to try things, see if it works, and if it doesn't, try something different. Okay, that will do. So then, let's have another little look. So I can't find 8 groups if I go across. Let's look in columns then. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I look at it that way, I can make 8 groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 24 divided by 8 equals, how many's in each group? Well done. You know the answer's 3, because there's 3 in each group. Okay, so have a look at the picture and see how it might help you. Okay, so this one, and you've got a number line in your booklet, it says 12 divided by 3. So we've got 12 all together, so I'm going to circle 12. Now when we're dividing, we're seeing how many 3's fit in to 12. So how many groups of 3 we can fit into 12. So what we're going to do is we're going to do jumps of 3 until we get to 12. And we're going to figure out how many jumps we can do. So I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to jump 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to stop there because I've reached 12. So how many 3's fit into 12? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we've learned to do that in our head, haven't we? So to work that out mentally, we'd have to count in 3's until we get to 12. Count with me. 3, 6, 9, 12. We were right, the answer's 4. Okay, next one. So this is a similar question to one of yours. It says, Sam has 21 cookies. He divides them into 3 equal piles. How many cookies are there in each pile? So you can spot the key numbers or the key words have been put in bold and have been underlined. So Sam has 21 cookies. So 21 is a key number. I'm going to write that down. He's got 21. He divides. Oh, I know my divide symbol. Do it with me. Straight line, dot and dot, dot and dot. So 21, he divides them into 3 equal piles. So 21 divided by 3. How many cookies are there in each pile? Now, if you're somebody who's really good at their 3 times table, and I know lots of you are, you could do this in your head if you wanted. You could count in 3s until you got to 21. Or you could do a bit of drawing. You know how much I love drawing. So let me imagine this. Sam's got 21 cookies. Okay, 21. He divides them into 3 piles, 3 equal piles. So here are my 3 equal piles. Now he's dividing. We know that means sharing or grouping. It means splitting that number up. Okay, so we're splitting it into 3. So I'm going to count out 21 and I'm going to share them equally or group them equally. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, it says how many cookies are there in each pile? So now I need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there are 7. I'm not going to just count the 1 though, because I need to make sure they're all equal. And if they're equal, they're the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got it right. We didn't make any mistakes in sharing them out. So the answer is 7. Okay, so you've got a similar question to me where you can use that method. So you can use drawing, or you can perhaps work it out in your head using the key words and the key numbers in bold to help you understand what the number sentence is. Remember, the biggest number when we're dividing goes at the beginning because the number's getting smaller. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is pause the video and complete page 35. So you've just got 3 questions to do. I'm sure you'll fly through them, and then we're going to do a bit of a challenge and talk about something else after. So make sure you press play once you've finished. Okay then, so today we've done lots of dividing, and today I thought we'll start off with dividing and refresh our memories, and then we'll think about how dividing links to halving or half. Okay, so here I've got a square, so I've got a picture of a square. I'm going to split it in half, or in half. Okay, so I'm going to get my ruler. I'm going to split it in half. So I'm going to go straight down the middle in half. So if I'm splitting something in half, what am I splitting it into? Well done. If you know, I'm splitting it into 2. And we know that when we write a half, it's 1 over 2. So my denominator, my bottom number is 2. Because when we're splitting in half, we're splitting into 2 equal parts. You just imagine a chocolate bar, okay? A chocolate bar. If I was to share it with you, I'd split it in half. Now, you wouldn't be very happy if I give you a little bit and a big bit. So what does that mean? It means they've got to be fair, haven't they? They've got to be the same. They've got to be equal. So when we're splitting something in half, we're splitting it equally into 2 parts. That's the same as when we're dividing. So when we're dividing, we're splitting a number into equal parts. So when we're halving, all we're doing is dividing by 2. So we're splitting it into 2 equal parts. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more and show you what I mean. So here I've got half of 6. Okay, so here's my square split in half. If I'm halving 6, I'm just sharing 6 between 2 equal parts. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know then that half of 6 equals 1, 2, 3, because there's 3 on each side. That's the same as 6 divided by 2. Now, you often do this when you're dividing by 2 or when you're dividing. So if I've got 6 divided by 2, oh, there are my 2 piles. I'm going to share 6 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We found the same answer. It's 3 because a half of 6 is 3, and that's the same as 6 divided by 2, because when we're halving, we're splitting it into 2. So we're dividing it by 2. Okay, this time I've got half of 10. Okay, so if I'm halving something, I'm splitting it into 2 equal groups. Okay, there's one half, there's the other half. There are my 2 equal groups. I'm sure you know the answer of half of 10 already. Split your hands into 2. Okay, your fingers. So half of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Half of 10 is 5. Okay, so that's the exact same as 10 divided by 1, 2. We've split it in 2 equals 5. So as your challenge today, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to write out these number sentences and find me the matching division. So remember, when we're splitting something in half, we're dividing it by 2. So half of 12 is the same as 12 divided by 2. Half of 16 is the same as 16 divided by 2. Half of 22 is the same as 22 divided by 2. I wonder if you can find me the division number sentences for these ones. I also want you to work out the answer. So you can either count in 2s until you get to your number. So count in 2s until you get to 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. Or you can draw some pictures like I did and share out the number equally into 2 equal parts. So I'd like you to see you writing half of 12 equals, and then 12 divided by 2 equals. And remember, the answer for each one should be the same. So there are 6 of them for you to do in total. I can't wait to see how you get on. I've been really impressed with lots of your learning, and we haven't got long to go before we're back in school enjoying our maths lessons in the classroom, and I can't wait. So I'm sure you'll do amazing today, and I will see you tomorrow.